Hi, Clarity family. Welcome to your reading. This is everything you need to know right now. And baby, y'all already know how we do it over here, okay? We're not about to sit here and sugarcoat nothing. We're not about to pretend that everything is sunshine and rainbows if spirit is showing storms. And we're not about to call a red flag a pink flag. Baby, please, okay? If it's your love life, I'm gonna tell you. If it's your money, I'm gonna tell you. If it's your career, I'm gonna tell you. And Spirit wants to come through and completely change the subject, right? If Spirit wants to come through and completely change the subject and start talking about something, you've been avoiding, baby, listen, I'm gonna tell you that too. Because today's reading is everything that you need to know right now. Not next month, not next year, not when Mercury decides to stop acting up. Okay? Right now. And listen, let me shake the room before we even get started. Some of y'all know something has been shifting. You can feel it. You can sense it. You can tell something isn't the same. Maybe it's your relationships. Maybe it's your finances. Maybe it's your confidence. Maybe it's your purpose. But something has been trying to get your attention. And today, we're going to find out exactly what that is. But real quick, my 3 questions for $33 personal psychic readings is still available. Yes. Because a lot of you guys have been asking. So yes, I kept it open just for you guys, okay? So you can ask me any 3 questions about love, relationships, family, career, finances, spiritual growth, your future. And honey, listen, there are things that I can say in a personal reading that I simply cannot say publicly on YouTube. If you know, you know. That link is in the description. All right, y'all? So you got 3 cards here on the table. Take a deep breath. Don't overthink it. Pick the one that calmly pulls your attention. The one that keeps calling your name. Pile 1, the goddess Oya, the goddess of expression plus the teal blue crystal. Pile 2, Psyche, the goddess Psyche, plus the gold glass crystal. And pile 3 is the goddess Hina, and she is with the green glass crystal. So, which one keeps pulling your attention? Which one won't leave you alone? Which one keeps saying, pick me? Go ahead and choose. And once you've chosen, let's get straight into it. Hi, Clarity family. Welcome to your reading, Pile 1. This is everything you need to know right now. And baby, before we pull a single card, I'm already picking something up, okay? Because Pile 1, you've been carrying a lot. You have been carrying a lot, and I mean a lot, okay? Some of it's emotional. Some of it's financial, some of it is responsibility, and some of it is other people's expectations. And what's fascinating is you've gotten so used to carrying it that you forgot how heavy it actually is. Okay? Because Spirit keeps showing me somebody who is always figuring it out. Always making it work, always adapting, always surviving. But baby, you're tired. Maybe you don't say it. Maybe you don't show it. Maybe people think you're fine, but Spirit sees it, okay? And let me pull the curtain back. Some of y'all have been going back and forth about a decision. And not necessarily because you don't know what to do, but because you're worried about what happens after you do it. There it is. There it is. Because what I keep hearing is, what if it doesn't work? What if I fail? What if people judge me? What if I waste my time? And that's exactly why Oya is the energy that you were drawn to. All right? Because Oya is the goddess of expression, the goddess of storms, the goddess of transformation, the goddess who says, stop shrinking yourself. Because, baby, listen, one thing I'm seeing immediately is that you're overlooking your gifts, the things you do naturally, the things you do effortlessly, the things that other people struggle to do. You're treating them like they're ordinary. And Spirit is over there screaming, that's the gift. Now we're getting somewhere, because some of y'all have spent years listening to, you're too much. That's unrealistic. That won't work. Nobody wants that. You can't do that. Meanwhile, Spirit is saying, who told you that? Who told you that? Okay? So listen, here's the thing. Because Oya doesn't ask for permission. Oya doesn't wait for approval. Oya doesn't sit around trying to make everybody comfortable. Oya expresses. Oya moves. Oya transforms. And baby, listen, this message is specifically for somebody who has been dimming their light because they got tired of being misunderstood. Stop doing that. Stop. Because the thing you're trying to hide may be the very thing that's supposed to help you move forward. And trust me, we are just getting started, because you still have 6 more cards to go, and each one is going to uncover what's happening right now, what's blocking you, what Spirit wants you to focus on, and what's trying to enter your life, and what you don't see yet, and the bigger picture. And baby, the energetic frequency I'm already picking up, this feels like a breakthrough pile. And not because everything is perfect, because you are finally getting ready to stop playing small. Okay? One more quick reminder. I almost forgot, because a lot of you guys have been asking. So yes, the 3 questions for $33 personal reading is still available. And you can ask about love, money, career, family, spiritual guidance. And yes, there are things that Spirit may reveal in a personal reading that cannot be shared publicly. If you know, you know. All right, pile 1, let's get straight into your energy, because card 1 is going to tell us what is the most important thing that Spirit wants you to understand right now. Okay, let's do it. What is the energy as it does relate? The most important thing that Spirit wants you to understand right now. You got the Pilgrim. Wow. Let's lock into this card, because this is already speaking volumes, right? The Pilgrim. Now hold on, because this card is not glamorous. This card is not flashy. This card is not overnight success. Soulmate arrives tomorrow. Instant victory. No. Spirit gave you the Pilgrim. And that's where it gets deep. Because Pilgrim is somebody on a journey, not somebody who's arrived. Bingo. And baby, some of y'all keep beating yourselves up because you're not where you want to be. Meanwhile, Spirit is saying that you're not supposed to be there yet. Because what I keep hearing is I should be further along. I should have more money. I should have figured it out by now. I should know exactly what I'm doing. Baby, please. Spirit said, you're still walking. You're still walking. Exactly. No, let me switch that up. You're still becoming. Because pilgrims don't start the journey knowing every turn. They discover the path by walking it. And let me shake a few tables. Some of y'all have been waiting for certainty before taking action. Spirit said that the certainty comes after the action. Woo! There it is. Because Oya was talking about expression, using your gifts, showing up, being seen. And now the pilgrim comes out and says, stop waiting until you're ready. Because here's the plot twist. Here's the plot twist. You may never feel fully ready. You may never wake up one morning and suddenly know every answer. You may never get the magical sign that removes every fear. And that's what Spirit wants you to understand. Your path is unfolding as you move, not before you move. And let me pull the curtain back a little further, because this card also tells me that some of y'all are comparing your journey to other people. Big mistake. That's a big mistake. Because what Spirit keeps showing me is different path, different timing. Okay? The person next to you isn't walking your road. The person on social media isn't carrying your lessons. And the person you're comparing yourself to doesn't have your assignment. And now we're getting somewhere, because a pilgrim isn't worried about being first. A pilgrim is worried about reaching the destination. And baby, what catches my attention the most? This card feels incredibly spiritual. Not necessarily religion, not necessarily church, but purpose, meaning, direction, growth. And this feels like somebody who's being guided, even when they can't fully see where they're going. Let's connect the dots. Oya equals express yourself. Pilgrim equals trust the journey. Baby, listen, the energetic frequency is already becoming clear. This is not a pile about standing still. No, this is a pile about movement, growth, evolution, learning, becoming. And trust me, if the pilgrim is the first thing Spirit wanted you to understand, I already know that the next card is about to explain what's happening, what's helping. The next card is about to explain what's helping you right now that you may not even realize. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull card 2. Child, woo, thank you, Spirit. What is the energy, y'all? As it does relate, what's coming through, Spirit? What is helping you right now that you may not even understand? You got the opposition. Now, I'm going to tell you what an opposition is in your astrological birth chart. I'm going to explain to you what that is and how this relates to this question. All right? And this card. Thank you, Spirit. Here it is. Listen. This card right here is deep because if you don't understand astrology, you might look at this card and think, opposition sounds bad. Opposition sounds like conflict. Opposition sounds like somebody working against me. And baby, sometimes that's true, but not in the way you think. So Spirit is saying, what is helping you right now that you may not even realize? Okay? Let's talk about what an opposition is in astrology, because this is important. An opposition happens when two planets sit directly across from each other in the birth chart. They're actually in the sky sitting across from each other, but in your specific birth chart, which is 180 degrees apart, meaning that one planet is standing over here, the other planet is standing way over there, and they're looking directly at each other. Now, here's where it gets juicy. Most people think opposition means enemy. Not necessarily. Opposition creates awareness, perspective, balance, contrast, understanding. Okay? Because how do you know what you want without seeing what you don't want? How do you know your strength without meeting resistance? How do you know your value without encountering situations that force you to reorganize it? All right? So now we're getting somewhere. And let me shake a few tables again, because some of y'all have been complaining about the very thing that's helping you. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. You complaining about the difficult person, the frustrating situation, the delayed opportunity, the challenge, the obstacle, the lesson. Child, some of those things came into your life to show you something, because opposition creates clarity. Without that bad relationship, you might not know what healthy love looks like. Without that financial struggle, you might not understand your true priorities. Without that disappointment, you may never have changed direction. Okay? And that's the piece nobody talks about. Everybody wants the blessing, and nobody wants the lesson that led to the blessing. But Spirit is saying, look again, look again. Because some of the things you've been labeled as setbacks were actually redirections, were actually changes that you needed. Now let's go ahead and connect this back to the pilgrim, right? Pilgrim, opposition. Baby, do y'all see it? Because the pilgrim is walking the path. Opposition is helping shape the path, meaning that every challenge you faced has actually been teaching you something you need for the next chapter. And let me pull the curtain back even further, because I think some of y'all have been asking, why is this taking so long? Why do I keep going through this? Why does it feel like I'm being tested? Baby, I'll tell you why. Because you're being prepared, not punished. Let's keep it 100. Preparation and punishment are not the same thing. And Spirit wants somebody here to stop confusing the two. Because what felt like opposition was actually education. And listen, the energetic frequency is getting stronger now. Because Spirit is basically saying the things you thought were against you have been helping build you. And if opposition is what's helping you, I cannot wait to see what's actually blocking you, because I have a feeling we're about to expose the real issue. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull card 3. What is the energy as it does relate? And let's see. In 1 second, let me organize your cards. Okay, we got it. Let's see what's coming through. What is the energy as it does relate? What's blocking you? Thank you, Spirit. All right, child. Let's see. You know what? We're going here because this is the deck that is calling me. All right, we got the getting into the vortex energy coming through. And the card is the essence of my every desire can be fulfilled. Ooh, the card says, if your time-space reality has the wherewithal to inspire a desire within you, it is in our absolute promise to you that your time-space reality has the ability to deliver in full manifested form the reality of the desire it has inspired. The essence of any and all desires can be fulfilled unless you are holding yourself out of alignment with your own desire. The feeling of competition or shortage or limitation of resources means that you are out of alignment with your own desire. What? Okay. All right. See, now we're getting to the root of the issue, right? Because Spirit said, let's stop talking about what's happening around you and let's talk about what's happening inside of you. That part. Okay. Now hold on, because this is where the reading gets real. The card literally says, your desires can be fulfilled. So if the desires can be fulfilled, then what's the blockage? Baby, the blockage isn't the desire. The blockage is the alignment. There it is, okay? Because some of y'all keep saying, I want more money. I want the relationship. I want the business. I want the opportunity. I want the breakthrough. And then 5 minutes later, you're saying it's probably not going to happen. Everybody else gets lucky. Maybe I'm too old. Maybe I missed my chance. And maybe there's not enough. Child, please. Do y'all see the contradiction? One part of you is praying for it. The other part of you is arguing against it. And that's exactly what Spirit is exposing. Because this card is talking about scarcity, limitation, lack, competition, comparison. Okay? Baby, listen, comparison is coming through strong. It's coming through strong. Because some of y'all keep looking over at somebody else's journey, somebody else's relationship, somebody else's money, somebody else's success. Meanwhile, Spirit keeps saying, stay in your lane. Because every time you compare, you disconnect from your own path. And remember what card 1 was, right? That's the pilgrim. The pilgrim doesn't stop every 5 minutes asking, how far ahead is everybody else? The pilgrim keeps walking. Okay? All right? Now, I'm going to keep it a buck. Because what catches my attention is the phrase competition. I don't think Spirit is talking about other people. I think Spirit is talking about the war that's happening inside of you. Part of you believes, part of you doubts, part of you dreams, part of you fears, part of you wants expansion, part of you expects disappointment. Okay, there it is. And let me knock over a few more chairs, because some of y'all are asking the universe for a bigger life while mentally preparing for failure. Child, that's exhausting, because Spirit keeps saying, choose a side. Choose a side. Not perfection, not certainty, alignment. Meaning, if you say you want something, stop spending all day rehearsing why it won't happen. Okay? Because what I am seeing isn't somebody who's blocked by circumstances. I'm seeing somebody who's blocked by old programming, old fears, old disappointments, old beliefs, old stories, old limitations. Okay? Stories that may have been true 5 years ago, but aren't necessarily true now. And that's the plot twist. The thing standing between you and the next chapter may not be the world. It may be the version of you that still thinks the world is working against you. Okay, so let's connect the dots. Pilgrim equals trust the journey. Opposition equals challenges are teaching you. Desire fulfilled equals stop fighting your own expansion. The energetic frequency is getting loud AF right now, because Spirit keeps repeating that your biggest obstacle is not lack. Your biggest obstacle is believing that there isn't enough. And trust me, if this is the blockage, I cannot wait to see what Spirit wants you focusing on immediately, because I have a feeling we're about to uncover the key that unlocks the whole reading. Okay, so let's go. Yes, what is the energy? As it does relate, let's see what's coming through. Girl. All right, so you got the sun, and the card says, S-U-N, honey, the golden energy of the sun brings fame and fortune. Ooh, I said fame, honey, and fortune. Listen, this is deep, okay? Here's the thing. This is the card I've been waiting for. Because after all that pilgrim energy, after all that opposition energy, after all that self-doubt, scarcity, comparison, and limitation energy, Spirit said, the sun. Now listen, because some of y'all are about to miss what Spirit is actually saying. Because people see the sun and immediately think money, love, success, blessings. And yes, the sun can absolutely bring those things. But baby, that's not what Spirit is talking about here. The sun doesn't ask permission to shine. Okay? It just does. The sun doesn't wake up every morning saying, do people like me today? Am I good enough today? Should I dim myself down today? Baby, please. The sun shines because that's what it's created to do. And Spirit is saying, why are you hiding? Why are you hiding? Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Because remember what this entire pile started with. Oya, expression, voice, authenticity, showing yourself. Then the pilgrim said, keep walking. Then opposition said, the challenges are helping you. Then the blockage card said, stop doubting your desires. And now Spirit says, show up. Show up. Because some of y'all are waiting for confidence before taking action. And Spirit said, the action creates the confidence, not the other way around. Because what catches my attention is that the card literally says, fame and fortune gain. Now let's talk about it. Because some of y'all have been through some stuff, okay? You've been through disappointment, rejection, loss, heartbreak, and financial setbacks. People doubting you. People not seeing your value. People projecting their fears onto you. And Spirit is saying that none of that was wasted. Because the same pain that you thought was destroying you was actually preparing you. Okay? And the same setbacks that you thought were punishment were actually building resilience. The same lessons you thought were delays were actually training. Okay? And baby, this card feels like visibility. It feels like visibility, being seen, being recognized, being appreciated, being acknowledged. All right? Now let's keep it 100. Some of y'all are terrified of being seen. Not because you're not talented, because you have been judged before. And Spirit keeps bringing us back to the same message. Stop hiding your light because somebody else couldn't appreciate it. Because the Sun is one of the most positive cards in the entire deck. And it's not because life becomes perfect, it's because clarity arrives. And baby, that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing clarity, purpose, direction, momentum, joy returning, confidence returning, your spark returning. Let's connect the dots. Oya, express yourself. Pilgrim, trust the journey. Opposition, challenges taught you. Desire fulfilled, meaning stop fighting your own expansion. Sun, stop hiding and start shining. Baby, the energetic frequency just got bright because Spirit keeps repeating, you are much closer than you think. And trust me, if the Sun is what Spirit wants you to focus, is what Spirit wants you focusing on, if the Sun is what Spirit wants you focusing on, I cannot wait to see what's trying to enter your life next if you stay aligned with this energy. All right, so let's go. Let's go ahead and pull card 5 and see what's coming through. What is the energy as it does relate? Card 5. All right, so you got the 7 of coins. That's interesting. Listen, we all know that coin energy is earth energy, so it does resonate with the earth zodiacs, so Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. All right, but now Spirit is talking directly to somebody in this pile, because after the Sun, Spirit immediately follows it with the 7 of coins. Okay, so we ask Spirit what is trying to enter their life next if they stay aligned with everything so far. Okay, you got 7 of coins. Now hold on, because this is not overnight success energy. It's not overnight. This is not lottery winner tomorrow, millionaire next week, Soulmate arrives by Friday. Child, no. This is better than that. It's better. Because the Seven of Coins is the card of investment, growth, harvest, patience, long-term rewards, things finally paying off. And that's where it gets juicy. Because remember what Spirit said earlier. You are on a journey. Then Spirit said, your challenges are helping you. Then Spirit said, stop fighting your own expansion. And then Spirit said, stop hiding your light. Now, Spirit says, your seeds are growing. Okay? Because some of y'all keep digging up your seeds every 5 minutes. You plant something Monday. By Wednesday, you're asking, why isn't it here yet? Baby, that's not how manifestation works, okay? That's not how success works. That's not how relationship works. And that's not how business works. That's not how healing works. Because the Seven of Coins says what you've been building is working. Even if you can't fully see it yet. Even if the results aren't here yet. Even if the harvest hasn't arrived yet. And let me just say this, because somebody in this pile is this close to quitting something. This close, this close. And Spirit is over here screaming, don't. Because what catches my attention is the timing. The Seven of Coins after the Sun, meaning you finally start believing in yourself. And then the rewards start showing up. Not before. Not before. After. Let's keep it 100. This feels especially connected to money, business, creative projects, side hustles, talents, long-term goals. So remember what Oya said at the beginning. Your gifts, your expression, your creativity, the things you've been overlooking. So now Spirit is bringing us right back to it. Because the thing you've been nurturing, the thing you have been questioning, and the thing you've been wondering about, it's growing. And let me pull back the curtain one more time. This card is not just about money. It's about self-worth too. Because some of y'all have spent years planting seeds inside yourself. Healing, growing, learning boundaries, learning self-love, learning confidence, learning your value. And baby, those seeds are finally starting to bloom too. All right? Do you see it? Let's connect the dots. Oya equals express yourself. Pilgrim equals trust the journey. Opposition equals challenges taught you. Desires fulfilled equals stop limiting yourself. Sun equals shine and be seen. Seven of Coins equals your investment is about to pay off. Baby, the energetic frequency is getting strong because Spirit keeps repeating, don't quit before the harvest. And trust me, If Seven of Coins is what's trying to enter your life, I already know that this final card is about to tie this entire reading together. So let's go ahead and pull card 6. What is the energy as it does relate? And let's see what's coming through. Ooh, I love this for you. The card says overcome obstacles. Baby, ain't nothing holding you back, okay? The card literally says overcome obstacles. So you don't have to worry about nothing, okay? Look, here's the tea. And it's piping hot, might I add, okay? But baby, this is how you close out a reading, because Spirit just came in and said, cleared the whole table. Spirit came in and cleared the whole table, right? So I asked Spirit, what's the bigger message, Spirit? And what do they need to know that they may not be seeing? And you got, again, overcome obstacles. Now hold on, because this card does not say fight obstacles. It doesn't say battle obstacles. It doesn't say be defeated by obstacles. It says overcome obstacles. Woo! And baby, that wording matters, because Spirit isn't talking about a future possibility. Spirit is talking like it's already built into your path. Like, of course you're going to overcome it. Of course you're going to get through it. Of course you're going to figure it out. There it is. Do you see it? Listen, I'm going to shake this room one more time, this energetic room, because some of y'all have been acting like the obstacle is bigger than you. Spirit said, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Remember how this reading started? Oya. You doubting your gifts. You questioning yourself. And you worrying about what people think. You holding back your expression. And then Spirit gave you pilgrim. Keep walking. Then opposition. The challenges were helping you. Then desire fulfilled. Stop arguing against your own blessings. Then sun. Stop hiding your light. Then 7 of Coins. Your harvest is growing. And now overcome obstacles. Baby, do y'all see what Spirit just did? Spirit never once said, give up, turn around. It's impossible. It's not meant for you. Not once. Every card kept moving forward. Forward, forward, forward. And here's the plot twist. I don't think the obstacle is outside of you anymore. I think the obstacle is the version of you that still doubts yourself. I'm going to keep it 100. No sugar. No sugarcoat. Because if we're being fair, the money can grow. The relationship energy can improve. The opportunities can come. The doors can open. But none of it matters if you keep talking yourself out of it. And this card feels like confidence returning, faith returning, momentum returning, trust returning, power returning. Exactly. No, let me switch that up. That's the missing piece. Because Spirit keeps saying, You are stronger than the obstacle. You are bigger than the obstacle. You are more prepared than you realize. Total energetic frequency, pile 1. All right, y'all. Baby, let's tie this whole reading together because this pile was powerful. Oya equals express yourself and stop shrinking. Pilgrim equals trust the journey and keep moving. Opposition equals the challenges have been teaching you. Desire fulfilled equals stop fighting your own expansion. The sun equals be seen. Shine. Stop hiding. 7 of coins equals that your efforts are paying off. Overcome obstacles equals nothing standing in front of you is bigger than you. Do y'all see the theme? This wasn't a love reading. This wasn't a money reading. This wasn't a career reading. This was a believe in yourself again reading. Because every single card kept pointing to one thing. Not lack, not failure, not bad luck, not limitations. You, your power, your gifts, your purpose, your growth, your potential. Pile 1. Spirit wants you to stop acting like you're behind. Stop acting like you've missed your chance. Stop acting like it's too late. Stop acting like the obstacle won. Because from where Spirit is sitting, your story isn't ending. Your story is building. The total energetic frequency surrounding you right now is confidence, growth, purpose, movement, expansion, victory over obstacles. And baby, this final card didn't say face obstacles. It said overcome them. And that tells me Spirit already knows something you're still learning. You are going to be just fine. Clarity family, I love y'all. And if you want specifics about your situation, that link is in the description. And as always, I am sending you lots of love and good energy. Hi, Clarity family. Welcome to your reading, Pile 2. This is everything you need to know right now. And baby, the second I tuned into your energy, I got uncomfortable. Not in a bad way, in a spirit about to read you way. Because this pile feels like somebody who is exhausted, but still standing, okay? This feels like somebody who has had to keep going when they didn't feel like going. And keep believing when they didn't see results. Keep showing up when nobody was clapping. And keep trying when things weren't moving. And baby, that takes a different kind of strength, okay? Because everybody celebrates the success story. Nobody talks about the years in between, okay? They don't talk about that. The years where you're wondering, is this working? Am I wasting my time? Should I keep going? Should I quit? Is anybody even noticing? Baby, that's what this pile feels like, okay? And let me stir the tea immediately. Some of y'all have been this close to giving up on something. A dream, a business, a relationship, a goal, a version of yourself. And the Spirit keeps showing me somebody standing at the edge saying, I don't know if I got another round in me. But here's the plot twist. The very reason you chose this pile is because Spirit isn't finished with you yet. Okay? Let's keep it 100, because this pile isn't giving ending energy. This pile is giving breakthrough energy. And there's a difference. Real quick, before we go any further, because of a lot of you guys have been asking. So yes, the 3 questions for $33 personal psychic reading is still available for a limited time. And you can ask me any 3 questions about love, relationships, family, career, finances, spiritual growth, your future. And there are things that come through in a personal reading that I simply cannot say publicly on YouTube. If you know, you know. All right, that link is in the description. All right, pile 2, let's get straight into your energy, because baby, the energy that pulled you here is powerful, okay? The gold glass crystal plus the goddess Psyche, the goddess of persistence. And let me tell you something. You have survived things people don't even know about. Some of your biggest battles happened behind closed doors. Some of your hardest moments happened in silence. Some of your greatest victories never got celebrated. Yet, here you are. Because Psyche doesn't represent somebody who never struggles. Psyche represents somebody who keeps going. Even when the path gets hard, even when the outcome isn't guaranteed, even when everybody else would have quit. And let me say this, because some of y'all keep calling yourself weak. And Spirit said, weak where? Because what I'm looking at is resilience, persistence, determination, endurance. And baby, the thing that's been frustrating you lately, you haven't been giving yourself credit for how far you've already come. There it is. You're so focused on the next level that you are forgetting the level you already conquered. And Spirit keeps showing me somebody who is measuring themselves by what hasn't happened yet, instead of appreciating everything that they already survived. Because if we're being fair, you should have folded a long time ago. You should have quit a long time ago. You should have walked away a long time ago. Yet, here you are, still standing, still fighting, still growing, still believing. Woo. And baby, I don't think this pile fully understands how powerful they are yet. Because the thing you've been calling survival mode, Spirit has been calling strength. And trust me, we're just getting started, because you still have 6 more cards to go. And each one is going to uncover what Spirit wants you to know, what's helping you, what's blocking you, what you should focus on, what's entering your life next, and the bigger picture. And child, the energetic frequency I'm already feeling, and this pile feels like somebody who is about to realize they are much stronger than they've been giving themselves credit for. Let's go ahead and pull card 1, right? What is the most important thing that Spirit wants you to understand right now? What is the energy as it does relate? The most important thing that Spirit wants you to understand right now. You got the stone. Whoa. Deep, deep, deep after everything that we just talked about. Okay? Listen, the second I saw this card, I don't know, I just got quiet, because this card isn't flashy. This card isn't loud. This card isn't dramatic. But baby, this card is powerful. So we ask Spirit, what is the most important thing they need to understand right now, Spirit? And you got the stone. Now hold on, because some of y'all are already looking at this card thinking, a stone? That's it? Baby, please. Spirit, because Spirit doesn't care how exciting a message sounds. Spirit cares whether it's true. Okay? And let me tell you what jumps out immediately. The stone survives. Do you see it? Storms come. The stone remains. People leave. The stone remains. Seasons change. The stone remains. Time passes. The stone remains. And that's what Spirit wants you to understand right now. You are stronger than you think you are. Not stronger because life has been easy. Stronger because life hasn't been easy. And let me shake the room. Because some of y'all keep focusing on where you're tired. And Spirit keeps focusing on where you're solid. Big difference. Big difference. Because what I keep hearing is, I don't know how much more I can take. Meanwhile, Spirit is looking at you saying, look at everything you've already taken. Now we're getting somewhere. Because this card is not talking about movement. It's talking about foundation, stability, strength, character, integrity. The things that cannot be taken from you. And baby, I have to say this. Some of y'all have been measuring your life by external results. Money, recognition, validation, approval, achievements. Meanwhile, Spirit is saying that you have already built the foundation. Do you see it? Because a house without a foundation collapses. A life without a foundation collapses. A relationship without a foundation collapses. A business without a foundation collapses. But a stone, the stone stays. And let me pull the curtain back, because this card also tells me some of y'all have become discouraged because things are taking longer than they expected. Baby, some things usually take longer to build. Strong things usually take longer to build. Fast doesn't always mean lasting. Easy doesn't always mean valuable. Quick doesn't always mean stable. And that's the piece nobody talks about. Everybody wants the castle, but nobody wants to spend time laying the stone. But Spirit is saying, your foundation is stronger than you realize. Now let's connect this back to Psyche, which equals persistence. Stone equals strength and foundation. Honey, do y'all see what Spirit is building? Persistence without a foundation becomes burnout. But persistence with a foundation becomes success. The energetic frequency is already getting powerful because Spirit keeps repeating, stop looking at what's missing and start looking at what you've already built. And trust me, if the stone is the first thing that Spirit wanted you to understand, I cannot wait to see what's helping you right now that you may not even realize. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull card 2. What is the energy? As it does relate, let's see what's coming through. All right, what is helping you right now that you may not even realize? You got, the card says, by my attention to things, I am making choices. And it says, what people do not understand is that you do not choose something by looking at it and shouting, yes, I would like some of that. You make your choices by your attention to things. In this universe, that is based on attraction. When you look at an unwanted thing, your attention to it causes an activation of the vibration within you. And then the law of attraction brings more like it into your experience. Now that's deep. Okay. Now we're getting into the real reason that this pile chose Psyche. Okay? Because this card is not talking about your circumstances. This card is talking about your focus. Okay? Because we asked Spirit, I said, Spirit, what is helping them right now that they may not even realize? And you got, by my attention to things, I am making choices. Now listen, because most people would have pulled this card and put it in the blockage position. But that's not where Spirit placed it. Spirit placed it in what's helping you. And that's where it gets interesting. Because what Spirit is trying to show you is that you're more powerful than you think. Do you see it? Because every day, every hour, every moment, you are choosing where your energy goes. You are choosing where your attention goes. And you are choosing what gets watered. Okay? So let's shake the room. Because some of y'all have been giving premium attention to discount problems. I'm going to just say that again for the Clarity family in the back. Some of y'all have been giving premium attention to discount problems. Okay? You've been giving that attention into places that do not serve you. The problem happened once, but you replayed it 500 times. The person hurt you once, but you've been carrying them for 3 years. The setback happened 6 months ago, but you still feeding it energy every day. And Spirit is saying, do you realize how powerful your focus is? And I'm gonna just give y'all something real quick, my own personal experience. So, you know how the crime channels, they come up on YouTube because maybe you watched a crime story once and then something keeps coming up and you're like, oh my God, what happened? Let me just see what happened. Why did that happen? And you just impulsively and maybe out of habit go watch that stuff. I'm telling you something, anytime I click on those crime videos, now this doesn't affect everybody the same way. I'm not talking about everybody. I'm just talking about me and my experience. Anytime I click on those crime things to try to find out what happened, you know, is there a lesson in this? Is there something we should know? That stuff feels so heavy to me. So heavy. So it's really important where you place your attention, okay? Like I said, do you realize how powerful your focus is? Oh, one more thing. So what I did was put not interested in anything that came up with crime. And just say my prayers, you know, ask God in the universe to keep the angels of safety and love and light around me. And I keep moving. And I feel so much better by not watching that content. But anyway, let's get back into this. Do you realize, though, how powerful your focus is? Because this card is basically saying, right? Whatever you consistently focus on, you strengthen. And not because you're trying to, because that's how energy works. All right? Now listen, because I think some of y'all have already started changing this. Okay? Maybe you've been protecting your peace more. Maybe you've been avoiding certain people. And maybe you've been focusing more on your goals. And maybe you've stopped arguing with somebody. Maybe you stopped explaining yourself. Baby, listen, that's helping you more than you realize. Because remember what your pile is. Psyche, persistence. Then stone, foundation. Now attention, focus, choice. Do y'all see what Spirit is building? This isn't a pile about luck. This isn't a pile about waiting for rescue. This is a pile about mastery. Because what catches my attention most is that this card never says control the whole world. It says control what you focus on. And baby, that's doable. You may not control the economy. You may not control other people. You may not control timing, but you can control where your attention lives. That part. And let me knock over a few chairs. Some of y'all are one focus shift away from changing your entire life. Not because your circumstances changed overnight, because your energy changed, your mindset changed, your expectations changed, your vibrations changed. Okay, so now we're getting somewhere, right? We're getting somewhere. Let's go ahead and connect the dots. Psyche equals persistence. Stone equals foundation. Attention, okay, equals direction, your energy intentionally. Directing your energy intentionally. Baby, the energetic frequency is getting strong AF because Spirit keeps repeating. Stop feeding what you want to disappear. Start feeding what you want to grow. And trust me, if your attention is what's helping you, I cannot wait to see what's actually blocking you. Because I have a feeling we're about to expose something that's been draining your energy for a long time. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull card 3. And let's see where this is headed. What is the energy as it does relate? And let's see what is coming through. All right. What is the energy? Let's get the cards. All right. Card 3. You got Pluto, the planet Pluto showing up. Okay, y'all know the planet Pluto, if you don't know, is the planet of transformation. I'm going to tell you what zodiac sign Pluto rules. So this could have some energy that relates to you or someone you know, with that zodiac sign being in the top 3 of the placements of the birth chart. But nevertheless, Pluto is going to get things done. Point blank, period. Okay? But now we are getting to the heart of this reading, because up until now, Spirit has been talking about strength, focus, and persistence. But now Spirit said Pluto, right? We ask Spirit, what is blocking them right now? Okay. Pluto. Now, because if y'all know astrology, Pluto is not a small planet. Pluto doesn't come into your life and rearrange a few pillows. No. Baby, Pluto comes into your life and says, we're remodeling the whole house. And let me tell y'all something. Pluto is traditionally associated with Scorpio, transformation, rebirth, power, shadow work, truth, reinvention. Okay? And that's exactly why this card landed in the blockage position. Because some of y'all aren't actually being blocked by circumstances. You're being blocked by a transformation you haven't fully accepted yet. Let's keep it 100. Keep it real, right? You haven't accepted it yet. Because Pluto has one question. Who are you becoming? Not who you were. Not who people expect you to be. Not who you've always been. Who are you becoming? Because I think some of y'all are trying to carry an old identity into a new chapter. The old version of you, the old fears, the old limitations, the old beliefs, the old comfort zone. And Pluto is over here saying that version can't come with you. All right? Now we're getting somewhere because Pluto is uncomfortable. Not because Pluto is bad, because growth is uncomfortable. Evolution is uncomfortable. Change is uncomfortable. And baby, what's fascinating is that Pluto came right after the attention card. Why? Because some of y'all keep focusing on what you're losing instead of what you're becoming. There it is. You're focusing on what's ending, what's changing, what's leaving, what's not working. Meanwhile, Pluto is focusing on what's emerging, what's evolving, what's awakening, and what's transforming. Woo. Let me pull back the curtain. Okay, let me pull the curtain back because I think that some of y'all already know exactly what this is. That relationship you've outgrown. That mindset you've outgrown. That fear you've outgrown. That version of yourself you've outgrown. But Pluto keeps saying, stop trying to resurrect what has already expired. Bingo. Because this isn't giving destruction. No, it's giving transformation. And transformation can feel messy. It can feel uncertain. It can feel lonely. It can feel scary. But baby, it's necessary. Let's connect the dots. Psyche equals persistence. Stone equals foundation. Attention equals focus creates momentum. Pluto equals transformation that you're resisting. Baby, baby, baby. The energetic frequency is getting deep AF now because Spirit keeps repeating that your next level requires a different version of you. Okay? And that is why Pluto showed up. Not to punish you, not to block you, but to transform you. And trust me, if Pluto is the blockage, I absolutely need to see what Spirit wants you focusing on immediately, because I have a feeling that the next card is about to reveal exactly how you move through this transformation. All right, so let's go. What is the energy as it does relate? Let's see what's coming through. Thank you, Spirit. Card 4. All right, so you got the light. Ooh. I am the way, the truth, and the light. The light is the card. When the light shows up, we know something is about to be revealed, right? Because you dang sure can't see in the dark unless you have some sort of light or flashlight or something. But this is the card that just changed everything, because Pluto was already talking about transformation. Pluto was already talking about change. Pluto was already talking about becoming somebody new. And then Spirit said, the light. We asked Spirit, What do they need to focus on immediately? And you got the light. Now hold on, okay? Because whenever the light shows up, something is about to be revealed. Something you've been confused about, something you've been questioning, something you've been trying to figure out, something you've been overthinking, something that you've been asking Spirit about, right? The light says you're about to see it differently. Now we're getting somewhere, because let's keep it a buck. Some of y'all have been walking around with uncertainty, not because the answer wasn't there, because you couldn't see it yet. And baby, this card feels like clarity, not confusion, not guessing, not wondering, clarity. And let me shake the room, because I think some of y'all have been waiting for somebody else to give you the answer. And Spirit said, the answer is already inside of you. Because remember what your pile is. Remember what it is. Psyche, persistence, inner knowing, endurance. Then stone, your foundation. Then attention. What you focus on grows. Then Pluto, transformation. Now light. Revelation, awareness, truth. Do you see it? Do y'all see the story? Spirit is literally turning the lights on. The things you couldn't understand before start making sense. The things you couldn't see before become visible. The things you kept doubting become obvious. And again, let me pull the curtain back, because I think this is connected to your gifts too. Remember how the reading started? Not fully recognizing your strengths, not fully recognizing your growth, not fully recognizing your value. See, the light is exposing all of that, because some of y'all have been underestimating yourselves, and Spirit is about to make it impossible to ignore. And here's the thing. I don't think the revelation comes from somebody else. I think it comes from you. A realization, an awakening, a moment where something finally clicks. A moment where you say, oh, now I understand. And baby, that's exactly why Pluto came before the light. Because transformation comes first. Then revelation arrives. Let's connect the dots, okay? Psyche equals persistence. Stone equals foundation. Attention equals your focus is powerful. Pluto equals transformation. Light equals revelation and clarity. Baby, the energetic frequency is getting bright now. Okay, because Spirit keeps repeating, you're closer to clarity than you think. You're closer to the answer than you think. And you're closer to the breakthrough than you think. And trust me, if the light is what Spirit wants you focusing on, I cannot wait to see what's trying to enter your life next. Because whenever the light appears, something hidden is about to come into view. So let's go ahead and pull card 5. What is the energy? As it does relate, and let's see what's coming through card 5. And you got happy love. The card says a joyful, stable partnership and good friends. Ooh, I absolutely love this for you. Do you hear me? Whoa. Y'all, Spirit is showing up and showing the F out, okay? Because look though, y'all, baby, I just smiled. Because after all that Pluto energy, after all that transformation, after all that shedding old versions of yourself, Spirit said, happy love. We ask Spirit what is trying to enter their life next, if they stay aligned with everything so far. And you got happy love. And the card says, a joyful, stable partnership and good friends. Y'all, now wait, because this is not just a love card. And that's the first thing Spirit wants me to tell you. This isn't just romance. This is support. This is connection. This is healthy energy. Because let's keep it real. Some of y'all have been surviving for so long that you forgot what support feels like. There it is. You've gotten used to doing everything yourself, carrying everything yourself, figuring everything out yourself, healing yourself, saving yourself. And Spirit is saying, the next chapter isn't supposed to be that hard. Okay? So now we are uncovering it. Because happy love doesn't feel chaotic. It doesn't feel hot and cold. It doesn't feel confusing. It doesn't feel like games. It doesn't feel like mixed signals. Baby, please, okay? This card feels like peace. Like peace. It's the kind of relationship where you can breathe. The kind of relationship where you can trust. The kind of connection where you don't have to constantly wonder where you stand. And let me say this. I'm going to shake the room a little bit because some of y'all have normalized struggle love. You know what I'm talking about. That relationship that's always a crisis. That friendship that's always draining. The connection that's always confusing. The situation that's always exhausting. Baby, happy love said, we're not doing that anymore. Okay, there it is. And look at the progression here. Look at the progression, y'all. I am tripping over my words because I am so excited for you. Look at the progression. The stone, right? You built your foundation. Attention, you started changing your focus. Pluto, you started transforming. Light, the truth became visible. Happy love, now healthier connections can enter. Woo! Because let's be honest, a lot of people want happy love, but they're still entertaining unhappy situations. Okay, now we're getting somewhere because Spirit keeps showing me somebody who's graduating from survival mode, graduating from confusion, graduating from settling, and graduating from people who only show up when they need something. And baby, what catches my attention the most is that this card doesn't just say love. It says good friends. That is important because Spirit is talking about your circle too. The people around you, the people supporting you, the people cheering for you, the people helping you grow. This feels like healthier energy entering your environment. Not just your love life. No, your life. Okay? So let's connect the dots. Psyche equals persistence. Stone equals foundation. Attention equals your focus is changing. Pluto equals transformation. Light equals revelation. Happy love equals peace, support, healthy relationships, and joyful connections. Baby, the energetic frequency just got soft, not weak, soft, safe, stable, supported. because Spirit keeps repeating, you're not meant to do the next chapter alone. Healthy support is coming. Healthy love is coming. Healthy connections are coming. And trust me, if happy love is what's trying to enter your life, I already know that this final card is about to tie this entire reading together. Let's go ahead and pull card 6. What is the energy? As it does relate, let's see what's coming through. All right, let's do it. You got, oh my goodness, the Lovers. Y'all, this is a synchronicity, okay? And y'all know how I feel about synchronicities, or do you? Do you know how I feel? I just got chills because there's no way Spirit accidentally did this. Absolutely not. Because we asked, we said, Spirit, what's the bigger message? What do they need to know right now? And you got the Lovers. And baby, the second I saw this card, I literally just said, that's a synchronicity. Because what was the previous card? Happy love, a joyful, stable partnership, good friends, healthy connections. Then Spirit immediately follows it with the Lovers. Baby, please, okay? That's not repetition, that's confirmation. Because whenever multiple cards start telling the same story, Spirit is emphasizing something. Spirit is underlining something. Spirit is highlighting something. Okay, pay attention. Because most people misunderstand the Lovers. They think it's only about romance. Not necessarily. The Lovers is also about alignment, choices, harmony, values, authenticity, and being true to yourself. And that's why it fits this reading perfectly. Because what has this entire pile been about? Well, let me tell you. The entire pile has been about psyche, persistence, stone, foundation, attention, choosing where your energy goes, Pluto, transformation, light, clarity, happy love, healthy support, then the Lovers. Do you see it? This reading has been preparing you to align with something better, not chase it. Not force it. Align with it. Big difference. Because the Lover says what matches your energy now, right? Not what matched the old you, not what matched your wounds, not what matched your fears. What matches who you're becoming. That part. That part, okay? Now, some of y'all are about to realize that the old version of you would have settled. The old version of you would have tolerated less. The old version of you would have accepted crumbs. The old version of you would have ignored red flags. Baby, not this version, because Pluto already transformed you. The light already awakened you. Happy love already showed us healthier energy. And so now the Lover says, choose what chooses you. Keep it 100. And I have to say this. This feels huge for relationships, but it also feels huge for friendships, opportunities, business partnerships, environments, and life decisions. Anything that requires alignment. because Spirit keeps saying, stop forcing what's not for you. And baby, the synchronicity is loud. Happy love followed immediately by the lovers. Spirit is practically standing on the table at this point. Total energetic frequency, Pile 2. All right, let's tie this whole reading together. Psyche equals persistence. Stone equals your foundation is stronger than you think. Attention equals your focus is creating your future. Pluto equals transformation you're moving through. Light equals clarity and revelation. Happy love equals healthy support entering your life. And the lovers equals alignment, partnership, harmony, and choosing what truly belongs in your life. Do y'all see what Spirit was trying to say? This pile was never about giving up. This pile was never about failure. This pile was never about being stuck. This pile was about becoming the version of yourself that can finally receive what you have been asking for. Because Spirit keeps repeating, you are not being denied. You are being prepared. And baby, the synchronicity between happy love and the lovers is one of the loudest confirmations in this entire reading. Healthy love, healthy support, healthy alignment, healthy choices. Not survival, not struggle, not chaos. Alignment. Pile 2, everything you need to know right now is simple. Stop questioning whether you're growing. You are. Stop questioning whether the transformation is working. It is. Stop questioning whether healthier energy exists for you. It does. The total energetic frequency surrounding you right now is persistence, clarity, transformation, healthy support, alignment, emotional maturity, and choosing better. And baby, the fact that Spirit ended this reading with the lovers immediately after happy love, that's not coincidence. That's confirmation. Clarity family, if you like your specifics, that link is in the description. I love y'all, and I'll see you in the next reading. Hi, Clarity family. Pile 3, welcome to your reading. This is everything you need to know right now. And baby, the second that I looked at this pile, I felt calm. Not sleepy, not passive, not checked out. Calm, okay? And that's interesting because most people don't choose this pile when life is calm. Most people choose this pile when life has been allowed. Too many opinions, too many responsibilities, okay? Too many people wanting something from you. Too much pressure, too much thinking, too much carrying. And baby, I think that some of y'all are exhausted from being strong. There, I said it. Not weak, not broken, okay? Just tired. Tired of figuring everything out. Tired of being responsible, tired of carrying things that don't belong to you, tired of always being the one holding everything together. And let me just say this immediately, because I think some of y'all have been trying to force answers, force outcomes, force timing, force clarity, force people, and force situations. But Spirit keeps saying, what if you stop forcing? Okay? Real quick, before we go any further, because a lot of you guys have been asking, yes, the 3 questions for $33 personal psychic reading is still available for a limited time. You can ask me any 3 questions about love, relationships, family, career, finances, spiritual growth, your future. And baby, there are things that can come through a personal reading that simply cannot be discussed publicly on YouTube. If you know, you know. All right, that link is in the description. All right, pile 3, so let's get straight into your energy, because baby, this pile, it already feels different. Okay, you got the green glass crystal and the goddess Hinya. And Hinya's energy feels like intuition, wisdom, trust, emotional healing, feminine power, and flow. And let me tell you what I'm picking up immediately. You know more than you're giving yourself credit for. Absolutely. Because Spirit keeps showing me somebody looking outside themselves for answers, while their intuition has been trying to tell them the truth the entire time. You already felt it. You already sensed it. You already knew it. But then your mind got involved. And baby, once your mind got involved, the overthinking Olympics began. All right, so now we're getting somewhere, because Hinya isn't rushing. Hinya isn't chasing. Hinya isn't forcing. Hinya trusts. She trusts. And Spirit keeps saying, what if the answer isn't more effort? What if the answer is more trust? Because this pile feels like somebody standing at the edge of a breakthrough, but they keep looking backwards, looking for proof, looking for certainty, looking for guarantees. Meanwhile, Spirit is saying, take the next step, not the next 100 steps, the next one. And baby, I already know that this pile is about to get deep, okay? Because Hinya's energy doesn't play on the surface. Hinya goes straight into the soul. And you still have 6 more cards to go. So each one is going to uncover what Spirit wants you to understand, what's helping you, what's blocking you, and what you need to focus on, what's entering your life, the bigger picture. And the energetic frequency, I'm already feeling it. This feels like a trust your intuition pile. Stop overthinking pile. A carrying everything pile. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull card 1 and find out what is the most important thing that Spirit wants you to understand right now. Let's go. What is the energy as it does relate? What's coming through? You got the fault line. Woo, okay. The second I saw this card, I said, oh, that's what's been happening. Because this card is deep. We asked, we said, Spirit, what is the most important thing that they need to understand right now? And you got the fault line. Now hold on, because the fault line is interesting. A fault line doesn't mean the earthquake is happening. A fault line means that something beneath the surface has been shifting. And baby, that is exactly what I'm picking up. Some of y'all keep looking at your life saying, why do I feel different? Why does this not fit anymore? Why am I questioning this? Why am I outgrowing this? Honey, because something underneath the surface has been moving for a while. Because a fault line isn't visible at first. The shifting happens underneath. The movement happens underneath. The pressure builds underneath. And let me turn up the temperature. Because some of y'all keep trying to return to an old version of yourself, an old mindset, an old situation, an old relationship, an old comfort zone. Baby, The ground has already moved. There it is. And that's why it doesn't fit anymore. That's why it doesn't feel the same anymore. That's why your spirit keeps nudging you, because you've changed. You've changed. And remember what I said at the beginning of this pile. Hinya, trust, intuition, inner wisdom, knowing. Baby, your intuition has been feeling this shift for a long time. And you knew something was changing before your mind could explain it. You felt it before you understood it. You sensed it before you had proof. And here's the plot twist. I don't actually think that this card is negative. I think this card is honest, because Spirit keeps saying, stop pretending nothing is changing. Not because change is bad, because change is already here. The fault line has already formed. The shift has already started. The awakening has already begun. And now we're getting somewhere. And baby, what catches my attention the most is that this card feels like personal growth, spiritual growth, emotional growth, life transitions, and identity shifts. This feels like somebody becoming a completely different version of themselves. Let's connect the dots. Hinya equals intuition and trust. Fault line equals a major shift happening beneath the surface. Okay? The energetic frequency is already getting powerful, because Spirit keeps repeating that the shift is real, the growth is real, the change is real. Stop doubting what you already feel. And trust me, if the fault line is the first thing that Spirit wanted you to understand, I absolutely need to see what's helping you right now that you may not even realize, because something tells me the next card is going to explain why the shift is happening. Okay, so let's go. What is the energy as it does relate? And let's see what's coming through. Card 2. You got Pisces. Interesting, right? When Pisces come through, the mystical, sensitive, emotional energy. But this makes perfect sense, because what was the first card? The fault line. The fault line, which is something shifting beneath the surface, something changing that you can't fully explain, something your soul feels before your mind understands. And then Spirit follows it with Pisces, okay? We asked Spirit, we said, what is helping them right now that they may not even realize? And then you got Pisces. Now listen, pay attention, because Pisces is one of the most misunderstood energies in astrology. People hear Pisces and immediately think emotional, sensitive, dreamy, right? And yes, Pisces can absolutely be those things. But baby, that's not the part Spirit is highlighting today. Pisces is the last zodiac sign, meaning Pisces contains wisdom from every sign that came before it. Pisces is intuition. Pisces is spiritual knowing. Pisces is feeling something before there is proof. There it is. Do you see it? And didn't I literally just say that? Because the fault line said that you've been feeling the shift before you could explain the shift. Now Pisces comes out and says, and your intuition was right. Because some of y'all have been second guessing yourselves, second guessing your feelings, and second guessing your instincts, second guessing what your spirit has been telling you. Baby, Spirit says, stop arguing with your knowing. Because Pisces doesn't always know how it knows. It just knows. Okay. And let me shake the room, because some of y'all keep asking for signs. Meanwhile, Spirit is already gave you the feeling. Okay. You already felt the energy shift. You already felt the relationship change. You already felt the opportunity calling. You already felt the chapter ending. You already felt the new beginning forming. Baby, that's Pisces. And what catches my attention is that this card landed in what's helping you, not what's blocking you, not what's confusing you, what's helping you. Okay? Meaning your intuition is one of the greatest assets right now. And remember your pile's energy. Hinya, the goddess Hinya, which is trust, wisdom, inner knowing. Do you see the synchronicity? Hinya and Pisces are practically holding hands in this reading. Both energies keep saying, trust yourself. And let me turn the light on, because I think some of y'all already know exactly what Spirit is talking about. There's something you've been sensing, something you have been feeling, and something you've been quietly aware of, but you've been waiting for proof, waiting for confirmation, waiting for validation. Baby, this card is confirmation. Let's connect the dots. Hinya equals trust your intuition. Fault line equals something beneath the surface is changing. Pisces equals your intuition already knows what's happening. The energetic frequency is becoming crystal clear now, because Spirit keeps repeating. You are not imagining it. You are not crazy. You are not overthinking this. You are sensing something real. And trust me, if Pisces is what's helping you, I absolutely need to see what's blocking you, because I have a feeling that the next card is going to reveal exactly why you've been doubting yourself despite knowing better. So let's go ahead and pull card 3. What is the energy as it does relate? Thank you, Spirit. You are not alone. Interesting. Wow. Okay. So, the second this card came out, I exhaled. Okay? Because now I understand why Pisces showed up. Now I understand why Hinya showed up. Now I understand why the fault line showed up. Because Spirit is addressing something deeper. We ask Spirit, what is blocking them right now? And you are not alone. Now hold on. Because some of y'all are probably saying, how is that a blockage? Baby, because if Spirit has to tell you that you're not alone, that means somewhere along the way, you started believing you were. Do you see it? Because I don't think this is about people physically being around you. Some of y'all have people around you right now, family around you, friends around you, co-workers around you, people around you, yet you still feel alone. Because this feels like nobody understands. Nobody gets what I'm carrying. Nobody sees what I'm going through. And nobody knows how hard this has been. That's the energy. And remember what your pile started with. Fault line. Something shifting beneath the surface. Then Pisces. Feeling things before you can explain them. And now you are not alone. Do y'all see it? Do you see it? The transformation has felt lonely. That's the peace Spirit wants to talk about, because growth can be lonely. Healing can be lonely. Outgrowing people can be lonely. Changing your life can be lonely. Becoming a new version of yourself can be lonely. And baby, what catches my attention is that this card landed in the blockage position. Because you've been carrying everything like you are, okay? You keep trying to do everything yourself, figuring everything out yourself, healing everything yourself, carrying everything yourself. And Spirit keeps saying, why are you carrying this alone? Now we're getting somewhere, because some of y'all have support. You just haven't allowed yourself to receive it. Some of y'all have guidance. You just haven't trusted it. Some of y'all have people who care. You just haven't let them in. And let's go deeper. Because for some of y'all, this isn't just human support. This feels spiritual. Spirit guides, ancestors, divine guidance, intuition, synchronicities, signs, dreams. Because Pisces was already talking about intuition. Hinya was already talking about trust. And now Spirit is saying that we've been walking with you the whole time. Baby, that's what just came through. And I know somebody needed to hear that, because I keep hearing, stop carrying the entire mountain by yourself. Let's connect the dots. Hinya equals trust. Fault line equals life is shifting. Pisces equals your intuition knows. You are not alone equals stop carrying everything by yourself. Baby, the energetic frequency just got emotional, because Spirit keeps repeating that you have more support than you realize. You have more guidance than you realize. You have more help than you realize. And trust me, if this is the blockage, I cannot wait to see what Spirit wants you focusing on immediately. Because I have a feeling that the next card is about to reveal exactly how you move through this season. So let's go ahead and pull card 4. What is the energy as it does relate? And let's see what's coming through. All right, let's go. Okay. You got water, the water energy. The card says, work with the element of water for healing and purification. And what's interesting is that I am laying the water card in the space with Pisces on top of Pisces. This is the space for it. But that's interesting when you say. Okay. Now this is what I call a synchronicity, because I literally had to stop and look at the table. I did. Do y'all realize what just happened? What was the previous card? Pisces. And what element rules Pisces? Water. Then Spirit immediately follows it with water. Baby, please, okay? That's not random. That's not coincidence. That's confirmation. Because we asked, we said, Spirit, what do they need to focus on immediately? And you got water, the element of healing, purification, emotional flow, intuition, renewal. Okay, now we're getting somewhere, because remember what your pal has been saying from the very beginning. Hinya is trust and intuition. Flow, and then fault line, something shifting beneath the surface. Then Pisces, your intuition already knows. Then you are not alone. Stop carrying everything by yourself. And so now water. Baby, Spirit keeps saying the same thing. When Spirit starts repeating itself, pay attention. Because water doesn't force, water doesn't chase, water doesn't fight every obstacle. Water flows. All right. And let me shake the room, because some of y'all have been trying to control a situation that requires surrender. There it is. Not giving up, not quitting, not becoming passive, surrendering. Meaning, stop trying to force what is already trying to unfold. And baby, this card feels deeply emotional. Not emotional as in crying all day. Emotional as in feel what you're feeling. Because some of y'all have been trying to think your way through a feeling. Trying to analyze it, trying to explain it, trying to rationalize it, trying to outsmart it. Baby, water said, feel it. Okay? So now we're getting somewhere, because healing happens when emotions move, not when emotions get trapped. And I think that's exactly what Spirit is showing. Some of y'all are holding on to old disappointment, old grief, old resentment, old fear, old sadness. And water says, let it move. Because when water stops flowing, it becomes stagnant. When emotions stop flowing, they become heavy. All right, so let me pull the curtain back. This card also feels incredibly spiritual. Dreams, signs, synchronicities, intuition, psychic impressions, gut feelings, inner knowing. Because Pisces and water together, baby, Spirit is practically using a megaphone at this point. They're saying, trust what you feel, trust what you know, trust what keeps repeating. Let's connect the dots. Hinya equals intuition. Fault line equals something is shifting. Pisces equals your intuition knows. You are not alone equals stop carrying everything alone. And water equals heal, trust, flow, and surrender. Baby, the energetic frequency just became crystal clear. This pile isn't about pushing harder. It's about trusting deeper. It's about healing deeper. It's about flowing instead of forcing. And trust me, if water is what Spirit wants you to focus on, oh, I am so excited to see what's trying to enter your life next, because every time water clears something out, it makes room for something new to come in. Let's go ahead and pull card 5. What is the energy? All right, as it does relate, let's see what's coming through. And this is card 5. Let's see what's coming through, y'all. Oh, that's not the deck. Let's go here. What is the energy coming through? You got the 10 of Cups, which is also a synchronicity when the 10 of Cups is coming through like this, because Cups is water. Anytime you see cup energy in tarot, no, it's water, okay? It represents the water zodiacs. So here's what I'm picking up. At this point, Spirit is practically yelling, because do y'all realize how many water confirmations have come out in this pile? Pisces, water, and now 10 of Cups. Baby, please, this is not random. That is not coincidence. That is confirmation on top of confirmation. We ask Spirit, we say, Spirit, what is trying to enter their life next if they stay aligned with everything so far? And you got 10 of Cups. Now let's talk about it, because yes, Cups in tarot represents emotions, intuition, relationships, fulfillment, and emotional well-being. Emotional well-being. And baby, this card is one of the happiest cards in the entire tarot deck. And not because life becomes perfect, but because your emotional world starts becoming aligned. And that's the piece that nobody talks about, because everybody thinks happiness is money, success, stuff, things. Meanwhile, the 10 of Cups says peace. Do you see it? The ability to wake up and breathe. The ability to stop fighting everything. The ability to feel emotionally safe. The ability to feel emotionally fulfilled. And let me just say this. I'm going to keep it 100, okay? Because some of y'all have spent so much time surviving that you forgot what thriving feels like. You got used to struggle. You got used to carrying everything. You got used to stress. You got used to uncertainty. And Spirit is saying, that's not where you're staying. Let's look at it. Look at the progression. The fault line, a shift begins. Pisces, your intuition senses it. You are not alone. Support exists. Water, healing begins. 10 of Cups, emotional fulfillment arrives. Baby, do you see this? The entire pile has been moving towards emotional peace, not emotional chaos, not emotional confusion. Peace. All right? Let me pull the curtain back again, because for some of y'all, this absolutely involves relationships, family, friendships, romantic connections, community, feeling emotionally supported, feeling emotionally understood, feeling emotionally safe. And what's fascinating is that the 10 of Cups came directly after water. The healing creates, meaning that the healing creates the fulfillment, not the other way around. The surrender creates the peace. The trust creates the peace. The emotional release creates the peace. Now we're getting somewhere, right? Because listen, the phrase that Spirit keeps repeating is, you're closer to happiness than you think. Not because everything is perfect, because you're finally moving into alignment, because you're finally trusting yourself, because you're finally letting go, because you're finally allowing healing. Let's connect the dots. Hinya equals trust. Fault line equals life is shifting. Pisces equals intuition knows. You are not alone equals support is available. And water equals healing and flow. 10 of Cups equals emotional fulfillment and peace. Baby, the energetic frequency just became beautiful, because Spirit keeps repeating, stop preparing for disappointment and start preparing for peace. And trust me, if the 10 of Cups is what's trying to enter your life, I already know this final card is about to tie this entire reading together in a powerful way. And let's go ahead and pull card 6. What is the energy as it does relate? And let's see what's coming through. And the card says, I intend to see the best in everyone. The card says, you can never consistently motivate anybody to anything. But when you see the best in them and you go over to where your version of the best of them is, and you align with that and offer one signal, now you are a part of the inspiration you see. Interesting. Very interesting. Now, let's see what I'm picking up. Thank you, Spirit. This is how Spirit closes a reading, baby. Because at first glance, this card looks simple, right? But this card is deep. Because we said, Spirit, what's the bigger message? What do they need to know right now, right? And you got, I intend to see the best in everyone. Now listen, hold on, because Spirit isn't telling you to become naive. No, Spirit isn't saying ignore red flags. Let people mistreat you. Accept bad behavior. Child, please. No, that's not what this card means. This card is about where you place your focus. And isn't that interesting? Okay? Because what Pile 2 was talking about, right? Like attention, that's in Pile 2. And now Pile 3 ends with seeing the best, right? Now Spirit keeps coming back to the same lesson, that what you focus on expands. Because some of y'all have been expecting disappointment, expecting betrayal, expecting rejection, expecting things to go wrong. Not because you're negative, because life trained you to. There it is. Because Spirit is saying, what if you expected something better? Right? And the light comes on. Because look at the entire pile. Let's look at it. The fault line. Something is shifting. You are not alone. Support exists. Pisces, trust your intuition. Water is healing. And the 10 of Cups is emotional fulfillment. See the best. Choose a new perspective, is what this card is saying. Baby, the whole reading just clicked. Because the final lesson isn't really about other people. The final lesson is about you. The way you see life, the way you see possibilities, the way you see yourself. And let me pull the curtain all the way back, because I think some of y'all have been carrying old emotional armor. Armor from old disappointments, armor from old heartbreaks, armor from old betrayals, armor from old losses. And Spirit is saying, you don't have to bring all that into the next chapter. Let's keep it 100, because remember, the 10 of Cups, it already showed us emotional fulfillment. Now this card shows us how you get there. It shows you how you get there. Not by expecting the worst, not by preparing for disaster, not by assuming everybody is against you, but by remaining open enough to receive something better. And a total energetic frequency, Pile 3. All right, here it is. Let's tie this whole reading together. Hinya equals trust yourself. Fault line equals your life is already shifting beneath the surface. Pisces equals your intuition knows what's happening. You are not alone equals support exists around you. Water equals healing, surrender, and emotional flow. And a 10 of Cups equals emotional fulfillment and peace. See the best equals a new perspective creates a new reality. Do you see what Spirit was saying the entire time? This power wasn't about forcing. This power wasn't about chasing. This power wasn't about controlling. This power was about trust. Trust the shift. Trust your intuition. Trust the healing. Trust the support. Trust the happiness trying to enter your life. And baby, the strongest message in this entire pile is stop preparing for what's wrong and start opening to what's right. Pile 3, everything you need to know right now is this. The shift that you've been feeling is real. The healing you've been doing is working. The intuition that you've been questioning is accurate. And the support you've been overlooking is available. And the peace that you've been hoping for is closer than you think. Woo! The total energetic frequency surrounding you right now is trust, healing, intuition, support, emotional fulfillment, optimism, and divine guidance. And listen, the reading started with a fault line, but it ended with the 10 of Cups and a brand new perspective. That's not an ending. That's a breakthrough. Clarity family, I love y'all. If you want your specifics, that link is in the description. And I'll see you in the next reading.